I am alive. Yes. What's up? Scully, Korn, Shadow. We're back to PoE 2. Can you believe it? At last. We have returned. But so today what I wanted to do, I want to check out some layout stuff, but what's up? How you doing, Drakkar and Echoing? Whoa, sorry. No, well, I wanna. So I was looking. I'll tell you what I was doing. The other thing I wanted to look at was like balance, especially in the campaign, because this is something I'm sure a lot of people have noticed during the campaign. Like your weapon makes a big difference, but I was kind of like, why does it make such a big difference? And also the other thing is, in PoE 1, if you're playing a martial build or like a melee build or a bow build, your weapon makes a big difference too. It's like really important. But I was curious, like how important is your weapon in PoE 1 versus PoE 2, and why? So, I mean, their balance is pretty good for the most part, but in PoE 2, there's something definitely wonky. I'll show you what I've discovered. You had your biggest achievement? What do you get? You get a mirror? Or what was your biggest achievement? It's got to be a mage build or a mirror, right? You can't. We could have prevented the monkey incident. Well, the monkey incident was firstly a combination of just like not getting a weapon upgrade for so long. Secondly, skill issue. And thirdly, like hamming it up a little bit. Good build for Simulacrum in PoE 1. EDC Contagion? No, there's lots of good builds, but I was just wondering, like, why does the weapon make that big a difference? Cost on, oh yeah, Drakkar probably is that, right? Too much time, 20 stream streak. It's the most important in both games. You're talking about a rare weapon? Well, I'm going to show you something now, Benny, that's going to shock you. It does matter in both games. But the difference is PoE 1, you can kind of get away with it. In PoE 2, you get like turbo fucked if you don't have a good weapon. Whoa. You recently made your slam AoE like 2 screens? Any mapping strategy? Legion? They're angry, we want better power distribution. Yeah, that's the thing, right? And it's just an issue of power distribution. I get that, Benny. Yeah. But that's, I know what you meant, because I was thinking about, I'm like, okay, wait, am I like, how biased am I here? How biased am I here? Like, because it does matter in PoE 1, but how much? And so I started trying to do some comparisons. It's not just that, Light and Passion. It's not just that. It's a number of things. Oh, in PoE 2, I think Dead Rabbit... Didn't Dead Rabbit have a build? Oh, gas grenades. I think there was a gas grenade build that Dreamcore did that was super good at simulacrums. Originally supports were not going to supply power, so it had to be on weapons. When that design changed, they didn't pull back. Yeah. Maybe it's something like that. Skittering daily orbs? I don't know. Scale damage to like 15 different gear slots, Gem? Yeah. And there's flasks, that's true. Campaign, they're similar. Well, prepare to have your mind blown. Okay. So what I did to emulate this was I got 2 similar skills. So on PoE 2, I got Lightning Arrow. Okay. PoE 1, I got Galvanic Arrow. Because you don't get Lightning Arrows till later. But they've got like a similar base attack damage. 96 over here. And this has 106, but it also has an attack speed multiplier of 0.9. And I allocated 10 points on each tree. And then I added in 2 supports that you're likely to use at around like level 11. And then I took a similar bow on both builds. You do have to keep crafting. But free to use the campaign codex. I think so. Which ones are you talking about, Lally? I think so. There are the ones that are like on mobalytics. I would just want to double check that they'd be fine with those being used. Or maybe we could link your thing on the campaign guides. If you use a bow, for example, the hold on build is a bow in PoE 1. Other weapons give you more freedom because you have 5, 6, 7 like gloves. Yeah, but I'm mainly thinking about the campaign. But okay, look at this, right? So in PoE 2, with it like with an equivalent setup and the same amount of points on the tree, your full DPS is like 38 with lightning arrow. 38, okay? That's fine. Like, you can't really compare these two numbers. In PoE 1, with galvanic arrow, it's 82. So that base number is higher. But now, look what happens when I put on a weapon, okay? I'll show you what happens when you put on a weapon in PoE 1. Now, this is a 78 DPS bow, and you can see that the average damage increase is 159% increase. So it's like 2.6 times more damage with a good bow. 2.6 times more damage, or like 2.7 times more damage, let's say, with a good bow. In PoE 2, if we make a worse bow, remember this one is like 78 DPS. In PoE 2, this is a 66. This is a 66 DPS bow, so it's actually less damage. Look how much your damage increases. 376%. So this is like 4.8 times more damage just from having a good bow. And this is less damage. So your baseline is like minuscule. You get a good weapon, and your damage 5x's. It's not like 1x, 2x. It's like 5x just from a bow. And this one isn't even as good. This one's not even as good. You could push it up so it's like similar. This would be like a similar bow in terms of damage. From average bow to good bow rather than no bow to bow. Well, no, it's not no bow. It's like a white bow to a bow. But you could also say like doubling your DPS, yeah. Shadow, how you doing? Yeah. Isn't that how better wording tedious? Let's zoom me. I think there's just a lot of like frustrations to not have +1. This one also has +1 though. This one also has +1. So I like kept that consistent. So there your base damage goes from 82 up to 227. Here your base damage goes from 38 to 180. It's like almost 5xing your damage. But then the question is why? And then the other thing is also, like, how impactful is an iron ring? How impactful is an iron ring? 180. versus like... I did write down a whole lot of stuff. Default attack versus default attack. Okay, wait. Let me explain. Okay, so there's a couple of points. All right. There's a couple of reasons that this happens. The levels are important, but there's a few things to consider, right? So I looked at the first 10 points on the Ranger in PoE 1 versus the first 10 points on Ranger in PoE 2, and like what you're getting out of those first 10 points. So in PoE 1, you're getting 108% increased proj damage from these points, and then that. You're getting 6% increased attack speed, 20% proj speed, 20 dex, 20 strength, 20 int, 32% dot, 10% accuracy rating, 28% max mana sustain, or you could even go for life. And then the other question is like, what comes next? So like, when's the next interesting notable? And in this case, the next interesting notable is 2 points away, then it's 2 points away, then it's 2 points away. Same kind of, it's like normally 2 or 3 points away. And you're getting something along the way all the time. Like 16% proj damage and accuracy. Attack, oh wait, it's actually wrong. I need to update. It's 10% IAS, 30 flat accuracy. So 10% IAS, 30 flat accuracy, 10% accuracy, tons of mana, good mana sustain. Strength leveling is 3 hours? Well, no, it's not mediocre. It's currently, but it's fixable. That's the thing, it's fixable. Oh, you need to remove the +1. I can remove the +1, okay. Like, this isn't a shitting on PoE 2, it's more like, why is it like that? Why is it that you get a bow, or you have a shit weapon and you're dealing no damage? Or you get a good bow, now you damage like 5x. And yeah, you can see the impact of like plus gem levels here is insane. What build do? Unrelated question. Can Ornith's and Flask work with kinetic fuse light? Yes, you could use it. You could give it a try for sure. More explosions, always good. Anyway, so from your first 10 points on the PoE 1 passive tree, you're getting all of this. 108% proj damage, 10% attack speed, proj speed, dex, strength, int, dot, flat accuracy, max mana. PoE 2. Let's have a look. First point, 10% projectile damage. Here, 16% and accuracy. Then, 10% projectile damage. Here, 4% projectile damage, 10% projectile damage and attack speed. 8%, 8%, and then 8% attack speed. Here you're getting 10, 10, 10. And then 20% projectile damage. Anyway, so going down here, this is what you get for the 10 points. 81% projectile damage. This is actually 25% less. So you're getting less percent. Sorry, I'll stop scrolling. You're getting less percent proj damage, less attack speed, less proj speed, fewer attributes by like a lot, way fewer attributes. At this point, you would have 20 dex, 20 strength, 20 int, and 15 pierce. And that's it. You're not getting accuracy. You're not getting accuracy. You're not getting dots. You're not getting mana. You're not getting sustain. And then the next question is, where's the next good points on the tree? And like I said in PoE 1, look at this. Attack speed, accuracy, dex. All res, crit chance, wed. Movement speed, suppression. You could also go up this way. Force of nature for pen. You could pass down this way, grab life along the way. You could go this side, grab life, come down, grab multi-shot. So your travel points, you're getting so much less for your travel points. And then the next thing is, if you look at the tree, where's the next interesting thing? How many points do I need to spend before I get the next good thing? And you need those 4? I think you have to focus more. This isn't like, yeah, just to be clear, this isn't like shitting on PoE 2. It's just like trying to figure out why. Why does it feel like this? What's the context? The context is, why does the progression path in PoE 2 feel so weird and spiky and reliant on your weapon and gearing? Like, your gearing is everything for a lot of builds. If you get bad weapons, you are miserable. If you get good weapons, you have a wonderful time. Oh, by the way, Shadow, thank you for 21 months. And Dal, or is it Dali? Stephen Dal, thank you for the sub. Baylor Mage. Oh wait, is my alert box not working? Or no, hold on, wait.
And the unrighteous return to ash.
My overlay is not working. Oh no, it is. I just had it muted. You gotta run. Have fun. Catch you later, Baylor Mage. Thank you for the raid. And thank you, Steven, for the sub. And Petarino for the follow.
Best friend.
It is already PoE 2 time. Yeah. They want it? I don't know if they want that. For 40C? Oh no, dude, the thing is, I actually really like PoE 2, and I want it to be better. Which is why I was like, why does it feel weird? And then you look at the tree, and again, remember I said, like, where's the next good point? 2 points, 2 points, 2 points, 3 points. Over here, like, if you're going for damage, you get clean shot, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's like 10 points before the next interesting notable. When I say interesting notable, I'm talking about like Vile Wounds. 33% increased damage with hits against enemies' spectral ailments. You could argue that's like an interesting node. But like Combat Alchemy, charge for flasks you use to not consume charges. And then there's this accuracy. Like this, you have to travel 2 points. You have to spend 2 levels to get what is just like on the tree. It's like these travel nodes, you get those bonuses, and here you expect it to like travel extra. Yeah, but if you don't get your upgrades, then you're fucked. Exactly, that as well, Promarlos, except for when it comes to 200 maces. And also look at these notables, right? So look at these notables. Chance to pierce. Chance to pierce, 15% chance to pierce is not something you feel. Like, it's not really like something you feel. Proj speed, attack damage, dex, that's nice. But you compare it to like this. Projectile speed, projectile damage, dex. Look how long this notable is. This would be like an ascendancy in PoE 2. Damage with bows, attack speed, accuracy, dot. Strength, int, mana, and mana sustain. Life, regen, chance to avoid being stunned. Attack speed, accuracy, dex. Like, everything's so stripped back. Like, not only are the notables stripped back, but you also have to spend more points to get less for research. If this is fucking Rick Astley. Oh. Sorry. Thank you, Lancat. That was a sincere assistance. Yeah, and then there's the downsides. But it's not just the downsides. It's like the notables have been stripped back. And then also look at this. Look at this. Ew. You have to go 1, 2 points versus just 1, and there's the next notable. here, if you want to reach the next notable, assuming you're not just going to go like right here, because I'm thinking about like, when I say how do I explain this? It's almost like you're progressing through the tree, like you're actually traveling and making progress. Like I'm now over here, right? I'm like, I've gone from here to here. So like actually like distance traveled, and what do you get along the way? So yes, I could like do this and get all these, and I've got like all these notables, but then I'm still stuck here, right? Whereas over here, I've expanded out, and now I can go in all these different directions. Whereas here, if I actually want to like branch out, I have to spend 10 points to get here, and then I just get, I mean, this is impactful. And then where's the next one? You could argue like bonuses from Quiver, but it's like all the way down here. And this is like 19 points. Whereas over here, your 19 points gets you so much more. Yeah, I don't like the fancy shape. So you feel less powerful throughout the axe. Exactly, and it goes through a dual node, which is useless early. And then, okay, so we were, for anyone coming from Baylor's stream, I was wondering, like, why are weapons so impactful in PoE 2 compared to PoE 1? Because PoE 1, they do matter, but they don't matter as much. And basically, like, your weapon in PoE 2 can like, a worse weapon in PoE 2 will 5x your damage than like, or let's just say a similar weapon in PoE 1 will give you like 2.5 times damage, and in PoE 2 will give you like 5 times damage. So the thing is, there's like, if you get a good weapon, you're chilling and you're having a great time. In PoE 1, you can still get by even if you get a bit unlucky. And then the question is why? Why does it feel like that? And I think the thing is, so much power is being stripped back from the tree. Secondly, like Pro Marlo said, the actual base damage on, for example, bows, we'd have to look at all the other things, but the actual base damage on weapons is lower. So like a crude bow is 29% less damage, a short bow is 21% less damage. At level 9 you don't get an upgrade. In PoE 2, in PoE 1 you do. You get a warden bow with 36% less damage than a bow that you would get at level 9. Recurve bow is less damage. It's all less damage. So when your starting number, I mean, like, you could just say, if your flat number is like in PoE 1 would be 10, and in PoE 2 would be like 7, and then all the multipliers happen, obviously you're gonna have less damage. It's like the base damage is lower, and then the multipliers are lower. So you need to like overcompensate with like a really good weapon to catch up the whole time, rather than getting enough power from the tree. Another thing is like gems, like multipliers on gems. If you look at something like Burning Arrow, like look at that base damage. Holy shit, 309%. Effectiveness of added damage is massive. Added ignites. And then you look at something like Lightning Arrow. The base damage is less. The attack speed is less. So it's like everything is like stripped back, so you have to overcompensate with weapons. Yeah, well, I'm not comparing damage one-to-one. I'm not comparing damage one-to-one. What I'm doing is I'm comparing the impact of similar gear. Does that make sense? Like, what is a 66 DPS weapon is like 4 times damage. Whereas in PoE 1, a 78 DPS weapon is 2.5 times damage. Does that make sense? I'm not just comparing gear. I'm not just comparing gear. I looked at the tree. But the thing is, I'm saying I'm not just comparing gear. The point is, the starting point is, why does it feel like when I have a shit weapon, I'm dealing no damage, and when I get a good weapon, the game's too easy? Like, what I am, fuck off Pinterest. What I think a good difficulty curve in a game like this would be is like, what would it be? Like, this is this time? Or like, I don't know, like act or level? And then this is like difficulty. I'll just say diff, right? So you would think that like the ideal difficulty would be like, obviously this is completely unrealistic. Like you can't have like a perfect difficulty curve like that. But in PoE 2, what happens is I don't have a good weapon. I'm up here. I suddenly find a good weapon, and now it's like, oh, the game's fucking a pushover. The game is like so easy, and then I don't find an upgrade, I don't find an upgrade, I don't find an upgrade, and now it's like really hard, and then I find a good weapon, and it's like, oh, now the game's super easy. Game's super easy. I find an upgrade. Okay, it's easy. And then I don't find an upgrade. Game is like giga hard. Whereas you would think that like a better progression curve would be like, I find a good weapon. Game's a bit easier. I'm like saying that, oh, find a cool weapon. There we go. Oh, nice upgrade. Rather than like, oh, I haven't got an upgrade. I haven't got an upgrade. I haven't got an upgrade. Like, fuck, I can't kill anything. Help. Does that make sense? How you doing, Solo? Yeah, give it a shot, Bimblewit. It's actually, I dig PoE 2. It's links in PoE 1. You usually have 5 links of the campaign. It's not just one thing though. It's not just one thing. It's like a compounding series of things. It's like support gems are generally weaker. Base weapons are weaker. The skill tree is weaker. You can't... gem scaling is like super weird. Another thing that's weird is that modifier tiers appear earlier in PoE 2, but they're harder to obtain. So like you can get like higher tiers of like physical damage on a weapon sooner, but it's like way harder to get that. So it's almost like the game is saying the fact that this is obtainable means that that's balance, but how do you get it? Escapio. Escolapio. How you doing? Your only issues you like PoE 2, PoE 1 more. Yeah, it'll get there. This shit is so fixable. That's the thing. This like, it doesn't stress me out. It's just confusing. The impact of give varies depending on the mob HP too. In PoE 1 you can clear a dogshit weapon or a meh weapon. True. In PoE 1 you can get 2x more damage than PoE with a good weapon. It wouldn't matter because, okay, like you're saying you're overkilling already. Yeah, but in PoE 2 you need a higher level of gearing. Okay, I see what you mean. That makes sense, right? You mostly feel it on bosses though. Yes, farming points, 100%. CADs. It's going well. Because it does... Like, this feels like a better difficulty curve to me. Like that versus... Oh god, I don't have a weapon. Oh, I got a good weapon, game super easy. Got a good weapon, game super easy. Oh shit, no weapon, game super hard. Like, it has distinct damage checks on bosses, but then it doesn't like necessarily offer the tools to like meet those. Enemy armor, random exotic cavalry, and anger mobs have 174 armor. Ogum farm mobs have 59. Oh. I'm gonna go Druid. I'm definitely going Druid. The items are super OP, but it's... No, the thing is the items aren't OP. The items are like generally weaker in PoE 2. It's just that their impact is bigger. Because they're like compensating for everything. They're compensating for everything else. So they feel more OP. But if the power is redistributed to the tree, gems, supports, ascendancies, then you could... The only thing that I'm struggling with is how do you... Let's say you do put the power back on the tree and supports and gems and stuff, then how do you rebalance items? How do you then... Because if you still had the same power... Fuck, I don't know, dude. Guaranteed runes and gear from side quests. It's not about spooning. It's not about spooning. That's the thing. That's the thing that... Dude, this is the thing that's so frustrating talking about this. Is like, I don't want the game to be easier. I don't want the game to be easier, and I don't want it to be spoon-fed. The problem is that a progression curve like this, a difficulty curve where it's like, the game is hard, I get a good weapon, now the fucking game is so easy because I have a good weapon. Just because I got a good drop. Like, the game is trivialized. Like, it's so easy. I don't want to find a weapon that then makes the next like hour of gameplay so mindless that it's just like, I don't know, it's stupid. It feels silly. Like, I'm now running through all the bosses like two-shotting them because the balance is wonky and I got a lucky drop. Versus like, oh, there's like this consistent challenge where the game is... It's like hard at the right time. It's like a little bit easier at the right time. Then there's like a really tough boss that's like a good challenge regardless. But I don't want this where it's like I'm like steamrolling the whole game now because I got lucky. Or because I bought a 1x item on trade. So it's not about making the game easier. It's about like having a consistent difficulty curve. They'd say the game is too easy. Yeah. Esco, that's 100%, and that's the question I asked at the start, because your weapon does matter in PoE 1. It does matter, but it's not the same level of impact where you get an upgrade, and now you're dealing like 8x damage, or like 5x damage. But... Yeah, I know. It's either like, you'll come in here and it's either gonna be like, if you want PoE 1 so badly, just play that. They're different games. I'm not saying you're doing that, Grail. But that's like, you often get that, where it's like, they're completely different games. Go play the other one. It's like, bro. Hello? Weapon? Do you know, like, I'm not saying they have to be the same. It would be great if they're different. But there are some through lines that I think are important to have with a game like this, which is like a difficulty curve that makes sense. Rather than like having your strength and forcing you to farm, but then I don't think you could... I think Sir Gog had an interesting idea, which is like, instead, but I don't know if it would work, right? So instead what you do, instead of having a short bow that deals like 6 damage, right? The base damage is like 6. You instead have like a short bow and the base damage is 15. But then you nerf the explicit mods. So instead of having like tier T8 Fizz is like 40 to 49, you instead make it T8 would be like 15 to 20%. That way, if you don't have this, you're still dealing like 15 damage instead of 6. But if you do get that, then you're now dealing like an extra, I don't know, you'd be like dealing 18 damage. Versus 6 being multiplied by 50% would be like 9 or whatever. Or do you know what I mean though? But then the only problem with that is that when you get a new base, like the new base damage goes from like 12 to 28, and then you're always upgrading your base, and then the explicit mods are like way less important, and then you kind of have the same problem. Matt. Yeah, that is a flaw in the progression. You do prefer PoE 1 too? But you're looking forward to see some... Yeah, me too. I'm so hyped for PoE 1. I mean, PoE 2. I'm like... I fucking love this game. You can... Anyone who hangs on my stream knows, like... Wow. You can come to the stream, and the streamer isn't just like perpetually shitting on the game and crying about it for hours. But it's like... I'm doing this because I'm curious. I'm just curious, like, why does it feel like that? And I don't think it feels good. And I'm curious why. Lolcohol software? That's a chas job. Yeah, so the reason they did is because... I think there's probably a number of factors. But the thing that's really great about GGG is that they aren't scared to break the mold and try crazy shit that, like, might not work or is counterintuitive or is super risky. They're not scared of taking risks, and sometimes that does mean that stuff is like really weird or not as good, and they've always done it. But that's why PoE is such an excellent game, versus you look at a game like Diablo 4 where they are so scared. They're always scared of like trying something different or like doing something like wrong. But the thing is, because they take those risks, I think they learn a lot from it, and the game gets better, and it's much more interesting. So that's why I'm not like... That's why I'm not like... I don't know, I trust them, but then it does get to a point where you start saying like, okay, wait, this balance is like actually just bad. Yeah, D4 bad. We can all agree with that. You want them shut down? No, filthy casual. I love PoE 1 as well. You know, besides the lines from weapon and less power from weapon skill is to promote their craft as you level, but then they need to drop those, man. The lightning. What's a lightning bit? They seem married to ideas even when they aren't working out. That does sometimes happen, but I think... But they aren't scared to change it. Like, think of Arch Nemesis. Like, what a shit show that was. Arch Nemesis was terrible. And for like 2 leagues, we were like, oh my god, is this PoE now? And then they were like, okay, you know what? This sucks. And they changed it back. PoE 2 is worse compared to PoE 1. For now, yeah, it is. But I will not agree that it's a bad game. What is the lightning bid? Seems incredibly difficult to fix for being able to cater to everyone noobs versus people playing OP build. I mean, it is fixable though. They did it in this game. Thing is, you increase the power of deterministic things, and I don't know, slightly reduce the power of less deterministic things. Like, modifier tiers appear later in PoE 1, so you'll get like tier 2 lightning damage later in PoE 1 than PoE 2. So there are ways you can balance it, and that's their job. But I'm sort of trying to point out that this is like, it's weird that a weapon 6x's your damage, 5x's your damage. To the lightning bid? Yeah, it's insane. I know, filthy casual, I agree. I dig both games. If I didn't give a shit about it, I wouldn't be like looking at stuff like this. The boss fight, if you lose in PoE 1, you restart where you left off in PoE. I think destroys. If there was like a more standard baseline of power, that wouldn't feel as bad. Also, if there was a way that you could farm up more effectively, it would feel less bad. But that's the thing is like, if you feel like, I've said this so many times, like you need to be so on top of your upgrades. You need to salvage, sell gear, check vendors every time you level up, ID things that drop, and if you don't do that, you're probably like fucked. But if you do all that, you can still get unlucky and struggle. And then that's when it gets really tilting. It's just, when you say I'm doing everything, I'm salvaging, I'm selling, I'm like saving my currency for the right bases. Every time I level up, I check the vendors. I'm like, and then you still get unlucky. Then it's so frustrating. First time Geonor. Yeah, I want to like raise the floor. Raise the floor so that not to make the game easier. Again, I don't want the game to be easier, but I want like a difficulty, a progression of difficulty that's more consistent, where it's not like, oh, it's Geonor, but I have a good weapon. This is gonna be like I could sleep through it. This fight's gonna be boring and easy. It's gonna be like down here versus like, oh, I'm doing Geonor, but I didn't get a lucky weapon. The fight is like insanely difficult now. Where it would be more like a range of like this, where I have a good weapon, the fight is slightly easier but still engaging, or I got a bit unlucky, the fight's gonna be a little bit harder. Not like this fight's gonna take 20 minutes versus this fight's gonna take 1 minute or 30 seconds. Yeah. So it's maybe not even raising the floor, it's like compressing the difficulty. You compress the difficulty to be more like this. Maybe a better thing would be, actually maybe a better line would be more like lucky versus unlucky, where it's like, this is an unlucky run in terms of difficulty, this is a lucky run in terms of difficulty, but it currently feels more like this, where it's like the game is super easy if you got lucky, or super hard if you got unlucky. So like the range is like this instead of that. What do you think's gonna happen to Abyss? I don't know. I'm a little bit worried about that. I think we'll get something new though. And they'll probably they're definitely gonna keep Abyss in the game, but I don't know if we're gonna find it, like, how's it gonna impact campaign crafting? I mean, PoE 2 is already succeeding. I always say, like, if we went for PoE 1, PoE 2 would be like the greatest ARPG since Diablo 2. But like, they created the greatest ARPG since Diablo 2, so now everyone's comparing them to themselves. I like that you're using abstract math, feeling, graphs, terminal pondering. Why is PoE 2 bad? They're really interesting and great. You really like them, but if you're stuck, there's no... Yeah, that as well destroys. Germanra fight is a good example. A bad weapon can make that fight really frustrating. Yeah, not only a bad weapon, but like bad lightning resistance and stuff like that can make it super frustrating. Oh, yeah. Lady Clarice, I was thinking about you yesterday. I was wondering how you're doing. Base Pena. League. Ooh, I wonder if they will. I wonder if they will add difficulty. But anyway, yeah, my point is that a good weapon shouldn't make the game like trivial. It should make it, you should like feel it, but it shouldn't 10x your time to kill, or like, you know what I mean. You've been going, oh, you've been doing Speranza. I also played a little bit. Yeah, I don't know how it's gonna be, but they might put in like fossils or something. Got 6 years hardcore D2. Oh, PoE 2 has one of the best hardcore experiences. I actually also really enjoyed PoE 2 hardcore. 70 hours in a week. Are you playing solo or with friends? Plane arrives at 2 a.m. or no. That's brutal. Yeah, but I'm not 100% sure how to fix this problem because you buff the tree, you buff gems, you buff the tree, buff gems, buff bases, but then like everything's buffed. Do you nerf gems? No. I don't know. Mainly a skill check. Buff tree, buff gems, nerf weapons. Or like nerf modifiers. They're gonna buff LA and Deadeye. Oh yes, and then the droids are gonna shapeshift into their personal robes. We get to ride bears in PoE 2. Oh, you do it solo. I played a little bit with friends. Once bows get gutted, they're gonna move on to grenades, which will probably also get gutted, but still be good. Hold on, I actually want to grab some water. I'll be 1 sec. BRB.
And the unrighteous were turned to ash, to ash. And the unrighteous were turned to ash, to ash.
I'm back. Is he a big boy?
Divine power!
Guitaraholic! Holy crap, happy Monday. I'm always here watching, waiting, anticipating. 57 months, what the frick? I don't even know I've been streaming that long. D4 is the best leveling experience of any ARPG? I strongly disagree, but I think D2 does. Actually, wait, hold on, wait. Fuck. I forgot something. Give him one. Classic. I went to go get more water and then left the water in the kitchen. How you doing, Guitaraholic? You miss PoE too. Me too. Right side of the tree is very powerful. It's not really. And you get 3 suffixes. Then you have to meta craft the prefixes like I did in the video. Did you see the video? Tier 3 for 3 months. What did I miss? Yeah, I don't know how to fix this though, 100%. Because it's definitely. Can you, if you increase the baseline power of the tree, do you make monsters stronger? Like if you buff, how the fuck do you balance this? There must be a way. I'm missing something. Because if you buff deterministic sources of power, the other thing you could do is just have like more deterministic crafting source. Actually, that, you know what solves this is, well, I don't know if it still solves it. Frick. I mean, you could have more crafting stuff, more deterministic crafting. Honestly, PoE2 is so bad, it is becoming a meme. Havoc is already showing twin characters sub 4 hours. Yeah, exactly. The bench, yeah, the bench, or... But I think the tree is also too spread out. There's like too much, like these additional travel points like that. Like get rid of this shit. Take this out. Put that power like back in these first 2 points. Because there's like this extra point, and then immediately it's like, oh, now I have to go on this like long journey to the next thing. I'm not a game dev. I guess I've played ARPGs for like more than 25 years, so I don't know. I've got like, I haven't done game balance, but stuff like this feels weird to me. Don't say the word bench. Oh yeah, people get upset because PoE 2 is not PoE 1, and we can't have anything from PoE 1 and PoE 2. That's why we're scrapping the entire passive tree. Classes gone, items gone, skill gems gone. Nothing about the 2 games must ever be the same. Nothing. In fact, PoE 2 is just now Fortnite. It's just Fortnite. Notables? No. Yeah, I know, it's like 99% the same, but people are like, these are 2 different games. How dare you? How dare you? But there's like these additional points. Like, why have 2 travel points here? Just put 1 there and make it 10%. Fork knife. 10% from the tree, 20%. Yeah, Guitaraholic. That's what I was looking at. I was looking at like how much with like a similar setup in PoE 1 and PoE 2. What is it? What are you getting firstly out of the tree, and then what are you getting out of your weapon. Like how much does a similar weapon in PoE 1 and PoE 2 increase your damage in terms of percentage? And yeah, like your first 10 points, you're getting so much out of the tree. The base damage of at least bows in PoE 1 is higher. The gem numbers are higher in PoE 1 generally. And then also, like in PoE 2, because weapons have to compensate so much, you're getting so much less out of everything else. When you do get a good weapon, it like 5x's your damage. Versus in PoE 1 where it like 2x's. It like 2.5x's.
Open my passive trait.
Does this look better? Oh wait. Wait, that's the same. Oh, hold on, wait. Is that different? That looks the same, doesn't it? Oh, but there's like this little thing at the back. Yeah, this is pretty similar. Oh. The Ascendancy Labs is just a better system. Can I tell you something? I don't mind PoE 2 labs. I think they're kind of fun. I know. But I do get why they're more frustrating because there's like RNG involved in them. And that's not great. I mean, there is some RNG in PoE 1's labs, but like far less. Has the PoE 2 passive tree changed a lot since initial release? It has changed a fair amount, but it still feels like there's too much traveling. Like, look how many. There's so much you have to. You know what would be interesting? Is like looking at Rees. Thanks for the follow. And Dix Creed, Phantom Spectre. Thanks for the follow. So it does feel like it's wasting levels where it's often like in PoE 1, it's rare to have like this. This is pretty unusual where it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 before you hit the notable. But then the notable is really impactful. Most of the time it's like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. PoE 2, often you have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, or like down here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or if you want to even like get into this, this isn't just coming off the tree. It's 2 points and then another 3 travel points, and then you get the thing, and it's a conditional. Like, I wonder how many, if I type in like during or if you, like, these are all the conditional things. If PTK, thank you for 36 months. Well, actually 41 months. Anyone hype next week? February can't come quickly enough. Your birthday's in February? I'm hyped for PoE 1, dude. Like, where is the if you? Actually, oh fuck. Wait, PoE 1 is worse. Oh, it's all the masteries. Oh shit, it's actually so many of the masteries are conditional, but not the notables. There's an if you. There's an if you. There's no if yous over here. No if yous here. No if yous. There's an if you. Help me find the if you. Here's one. But the thing is, even these if yous have like baseline power, and then it's like and then also you get this extra thing. Like this is 20% increased max mana, 20 strength in. Like that's really good. But then also, if you've done this, then you get that. Obviously, yeah, you gotta compare. Too many conditionals for weak notables and ascendancy. Even conditional mastery offer a better trade than any of the notables. Yeah. PoE 2 feels bad? Dude, PoE 2 is fucking actually a good game. PoE 2 is a really good game. And it'll get gooder with time. I do get why people don't like it yet, but I have faith. I've had tons of fun playing it. Arrow said it well, the training of the ascendancy ends up with systems like 4 ascendancy points for 20% conditional damage and 1 arrow. Yeah. But like, again, look how much these are the first 10. Look at the first 10 points you get from Ranger. And some of these are optional, but it's like 100%, 108% increased pod damage, 10% IAS, 20% prod speed, 20 dex, 20 strength, 20 int, 32% dot, flat accuracy, percent accuracy, max mana, mana sustain, or you can go on the right side here and get life. And then the next good notable is like right over here. And then PoE 2, you get 81% prod damage, 8% IAS, 8% prod speed, 10 dex, 5 attributes, 15 pierce. And then you need to spend 7 points to get to the next interesting notable. So you're like getting so much less. How many? So you're getting so much less power here. And then you have to overcompensate with the weapon to catch up with that. Trying out Warrior? Dude, Warrior in PoE 2 is super fun. Oh, NNN's over. Nice. Depending on what trial you ascend. Whoa. That's interesting, Lady Clarice. Yeah, exactly. Otherwise you wouldn't care. I've had tons of fun playing PoE 2. Far from perfect, but like I watched Dead Rabbit playing some PoE 2 this morning for a little bit, and I was like, dude, I want to play so badly. Coffee powered. If we compare with PoE 1, a Urine versus PoE 2, we're going to be eating good. Your answer to people who don't like PoE 2 is just wait till it hits version 1.0. Yeah. And also, please, watch
And the unrighteous return to ash to
Milky. Thanks for the follow. Watch the live stream, because it might get you hyped. Yeah. It has been progressing slower than expected. I think they're gonna blow people's minds on the next patch. But yeah, look how many like if yous are here. Like this whole wheel is. Oh wait. If you. I dig the PoE 2 campaign too. I also really like it. So anyway, I don't really want to make a video about this. Like this is the kind of thing that I would want to talk to GGG about. Like this is the kind of thing I would love if Ziggy was like, hey, looking at the tree, there's so much power coming from like weapons compared to the tree. Skill gems, support gems, ascendancy. Why have you decided to do that? Is that a deliberate choice? But if I make a video about this, like, I don't even know what the angle would be. It's just like, weapon too strong, buff tree. Send it to Ziggy? Actually, maybe I should. About lunch. I think Guitaraholic, like they've done a lot. I think maybe people mean more to do with like balance. I think we can all agree. For me, it's more like balance. Like the speed of balance is happening too slowly, but they're adding tons of shit. If they remove the plus skills from weapons, it would be very quick. That's another thing. Well, it's not only plus skills. Plus skills is a big problem though. But plus skills not only Plus skills is so prohibitive as a design thing because it not only, because it is so strong, it really limits like uniques and other weapons where it's like the same thing as Diablo 3, where an item felt like, oh, it needs crit chance, crit bonus, crit multi main stat. It's like the same thing, but it's just like a little bit, it's like not as bad. But it's almost like, oh, if it doesn't have that, then it's useless. And the same with like boots. In PoE 2, because movement speed is so limited, if boots don't have movement speed, they are immediately just like disregarded. If an amulet doesn't have plus gem levels, it's disregarded because you're losing so much damage by not using it. Whereas if you rebalance that power, put it into the gem on like a baseline level, have plus gem levels be as like a really rare chase stat on like very few items, then yeah. Then it's like less restrictive for itemization. 50%? 375 div? Holy shit. But you don't understand why they started to go, yeah, exactly. But then presumably what they had to do to compensate for that is they had to nerf the base gem. So why not just unnerf the base gem, get rid of the plus levels? They might, but dude, they might do that. The announcement might come on Thursday. I think, okay, my prediction, my ultimate cope, this patch is going to be fucking massive. It's going to be huge. And they're going to change so much shit. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a huge passive tree rework, big endgame rework. Maybe they'll do something crazy like rebalancing gems and getting rid of skill levels. Like, they're aware of that stuff. But it's the first patch in a year. Wait, they want that? Where did they say that? When did he say that, and what is that a reference to? And also, when did they say that? Whole game rework, yeah. Don't get your hopes up. Got you tabbed. Thanks, Turkmenator. But besides all the missing classes and the weapons and obvious imbalancing flaws, they need to fix endgame juicing. Yes, yeah. Solo agreed. Marauder sneaking in. It could happen, Surf. Remove a constricting command and don't bring back the US tower. Yes, that I agree. We need like 50. Well, there must be like a BIS, like best in slot helmet for like 70% of builds. It must be like best in slot for this archetype, maybe. Fix left side, fix the whole tree. Sorry, crack you knuckle and thing. Micah. Omar, thanks for the follow. Castle challenging Pathfinder. Like level 30 gem should be what a level 22. Yes, exactly. Like a level 30 gem should be what a level 22, 23 gem. Therefore, getting a +1 talisman and corruption should be enough. And then exactly, and then by doing that, then you're basically buffing all gems, which means that you're. I don't know. This is a bit of a shit problem because you have to. If you buff all gems, then you have to do something with weapons, or you could buff all enemies. Would that balance it? Or does it just end up in the same problem where like your weapon and level is super important? Or does that fix it? It's just too much maths. Is that anything PB1 has? With what? Lyraquin, how you doing? The Garbo heat mechanic from Rapid Shot. You just need to pay attention to it. There's no fire on the right side. You're gonna make the naughty comparison, but in Soul-like games, you accept the conditional speed of a two-handed weapon being slow because of its damage benefit. You think too many conditionals aren't currently fair. Yeah, and that's why I'm saying it's like, it's just like a balance thing, and they can fix it. What am I yapping about? I'm yapping about balance in PoE 2. Your boots only a boomer speed because it comes bundled with chance to avoid being chilled. You move around with, yeah. In PoE 1 you can do that. Where you're just like, oh, I just used lightning warp. I don't need my feet. Huh. Levels until 22 to 23 matters enough for DPS. We don't need any more. It's yeah, pretty much. Well, I mean, in PoE 1, like a level 20 gems enough. At level 19 gems enough. Lightning arrow with a crude bow should two-shot. Do you think lightning arrow with a white crude bow should two-shot a white monster in Grelwood? Probably. Does it? But the thing is, it's not so much about white mobs, it's more like bosses. It's like, should a character with like a really shitty magic bow deal 8 times less damage than a dude who got a lucky drop? And now kills a boss in like 3 seconds instead of like a minute. My mob should not take more than 2 hits to kill in most scenarios without juicing. I think so. He killed the ice boss in the first map in 3 seconds. It went contagion. The cast wants so much charging. Yeah, exactly. 2 minutes to one-shot big map bosses. I like that. But I'm thinking more of the campaign. Because in the end game, it's easier to solve these problems. In the campaign, it's where it's quite frustrating, where your experience is dictated by your RNG. 3 to 10 minutes to one-shot mega juicers. Scarcy, thanks for follow. You think a data should one-shot anything in the game? Best class. I don't even think it is. I'm pretty sure that Amazon is. But all the biggest creators all went Deadeye because Deadeye go fast. Whereas like people who are actually more experienced with PoE 2 and aren't like swapping between the 2 games, say Amazon's actually way better. You okay with the time? Image of Marauder using rolling magma kills my veil. Any longer than that is frustrating. It is more comfy early, yeah. Pope! Thanks for the sub, Pope. Math is bad. I suggest going back to emotion. PoE 2. That better not say bad at the end. Fuck. PoE. Oh, damn it. It did say that. And the thing with Deadeye is it is just so comfy. Like Tailwind. Tailwind's so nice. True. Surf, yeah. How dare you, Pepega? How dare you? But they'll get this right. I just hope that they address this. Maybe I will just DM Ziggy and be like, hey, do you think you could talk to them about this? If they're not addressing it, because it's weird. It's not nice when the game is like too hard, but it's also not nice when the game is I'm not saying too hard, but it's like either too easy or too hard, and it's like I don't know what the baseline difficulty is, because if I get a good weapon it's a breeze, if I get a bad weapon it's like struggle mode. You can't seem to get it to do Ubers. Okay, Robin, you can link it. I don't normally look at POBs, but we have POB open, so we can look. And also I'm stalling so hard. Because I gotta do the layout stuff. I have to do layout stuff. Oh god, dude, I haven't even updated the Act 3 layout changes. Help. Hello, who is pinging me? Oh, it's Guy That Dies. Ah. Why pinch? For standard temporalis light radius 2.0, do it? I might need to. Ooh. Wait, you're doing this version of the build? Oh. Oh, you went the mage road version. Okay. Wait, you can't do Ubers on this. Okay. Which Uber are you trying to do? Okay. Rage on gloves. You just put up for like, I mean 30. Put up for 30. Shock. Okay. Oh. Oh, okay, no, that's fine. Wait, what the fuck? Do you have a random hanging points here? I mean, it's not terrible. Might have just been a misclick. Right now, you're currently figuring out how to skip sleeping entirely to make time for PoE 2. Oh, your damage is pretty crazy. Sigil power. I'll probably take sigil power out at this point. What's the multiplier on your KF? 0.04. Okay. So the ward version will be for Ubers. The ward version is like much safer. This is a much more like greedy DPS version. What is your wand like? Okay. The gear looks pretty good. You are triggering Trinity. What is your avoidance? Ew. One thing is you're not ailment immune. You're not actually ailment immune. You need to get another 41% chance to avoid being shocked. This immunity to shock isn't the same as chance to avoid being shocked, so you're actually not ailment immune. That sucks. I mean, that's like... That's gonna feel bad. You also have quite low ES. Your ES is kind of low. I'll probably do like that. What else is... What Pantheon's Brian King? Brian King? And I like Ralakash. Upgraded Ralakash. Carminology. Thanks for follow. Try Cirrus and Uber Elder? Uber Cirrus is a pain in the butt. Like, the thing with a lot of Ubers is you need to learn them. You need to learn how they work, and you're probably going to die a bunch on the way. Uber Elder, yeah, same thing, kinda. Your max, your ES is quite low. Good. Oh, I think. Okay, your evasion rating's nice. You might want to go pure ES on your body armor, just so that you have higher energy shield. Energy shield on those, good. Phantom boots. You could also go for pure ES. Your shield is nice. Damn, the shield's really good. Helmet's pretty good. I think lightning damage. That one's really good. That one's really good. Jade flask. Bottle of Faith, Bismuth, Diamond, Quicksilver, Jade. What am I using in mine? I don't think I was using a Jade. Thing with Cirrus is he doesn't actually have any attacks. It's all like spell shit. So sort of like a Jade flask does nothing for you really. Movement speed, crit chance. Your gear's looking really good. Gear's looking really good. Definitely get your ailment avoidance sorted out. And then... Why does your damage seem kind of low? Chance to level damage. Damage does seem kind of low compared to mine. This, like, that does... Oh, your damage isn't low. It's just that we don't have your, we don't have your config. Let me just... Oh, wait. Fuck. Build guide. Oh shit, wrong thing. Your damage isn't actually low. If I just yoink like my grafts. Yeah, your damage is pretty crazy. I think cheap viewers on Nesna.com. Oh my god. Thanks, Demented Province. I'll get right on that. Robin, I think what's happening with Uber Cirrus, you are probably getting killed by degens. You're probably getting killed by degens. So one thing you can do is, instead of this, is get a different, I forget which flask I was using. You could maybe use like a, where do you go, like sulfur or something. But then the benchcraft, there's a benchcraft, 3% of life regenerated per second during flask effects. You can use that. That gives you a lot of energy shield recharge. Another thing is you might want to, what's your leech? Your leech rate's good. And upgrade your Ralakesh or get ailment immune. You're probably also getting frozen and chilled on both Uber Elder and Cirrus. So like, make sure you're ailment immune. So you're gonna need to find another 41% chance to avoid chance to avoid being shocked. Try and get more ES. Wasn't I on my version of the build? Was I sitting on like 8k ES? I think I was sitting on like 8k. Yeah, I think I had over 8k. So your ES is really low. Go for a... And then another thing is you could swap this helmet just for like a high ES helmet again, and then take this again. So I think if you're trying to learn Ubers, then you want to go for a tankier version where you're able to make a few more mistakes. And then when you're like a little bit more experienced, then you can be more greedy with your damage and just like not get hit. But the ward version was much more tanky. The Mars Orbital Pathfinder, and then they killed it, yeah. Ah, the account was made yesterday, so they've been following for 3 years. Oh, it was a bot promoting crypto. Yeah, and I don't think he's immune to corrupted blood. Layouts. Cyclone, how you doing? Yeah, but I think he's only sitting at 61%. No, what? 59% chance to avoid all mental ailments. Yeah. Oh, chance of avoid being shocked on my flask. Yeah, that's another thing you could do. Chance of avoid being shocked on your flask. I know, Butterby, you're also hyped. So maybe like full ES chest, full ES helmet, like ailment immunity plus corrupted blood immunity or upgraded Ralakesh. More passive ES regen, flask, gear. And then there's practice. Can go back to the ward version while learning Ubers. Or just die sometimes and not care. You can add it as a boot implicit as well. Oh, you have a 1 CV duel? Oh, you got... Oh, you do. Sorry, Dur. Oh, do you have Tempest Shield? I think he does have Tempest Shield. What's... Oh, it's your chance to block. Oh, shit. Your chance to block is super low. Why so low? you know what it is? You could maybe bench on 50% increased chance to block over here. That gives you 12% base block chance. Another thing you can do is grab Arcane Sanctuary. I dropped this on a previous version of the build because I dropped that. You could even, if you're gonna go for Ubers, you could just say like, but you're gonna struggle. I actually completely dropped suppression. Maybe you can do something like that, like take this block, bench block on your shields instead, so like crafted 50% increased chance to block. And I said at 54.68. Jade Floss kind of useless for bosses. You're so for hot swapping. Oh, controller, mouse and keyboard. You've done really well in this build, Robin. I think it's just like tiny things that are tiny things that you're getting punished for with Ubers. Like Ubers, again, the ward version was actually probably better for Ubers, but this one has higher damage. You've run 100 maps. Yeah. Wait, I'll just send Pop back. Novel, that's a cool idea as well. Yeah, something like that. Crafted it all yourself. You did really well with it. You've done very well. Like, this chest is crazy good. Suffixes could do some tweaking, but the prefixes look crazy good. This is good, man. And then it's just practice. Like, you can look at someone like Ben. Ben is so freaking good at PoE that he could take a build that like 99.999% of the player base could never do Ubers on, and he can do it. And then you could take like a new player and give them the best build in the game. They probably still fail Ubers. So, and then you can anoint. Our anoint is super important. We gotta do it. I'm stalling. How do you craft a mage blood? True. Okay. Which? Or no. The stalling is real. Is Ben even good at PoE 2? I don't know. I'm sure he is pretty good, but I don't know like how good. You can give new players multi-mirror build, they can face a memory game or serious meteor, and they should be able to. True. Lolcohol. True. I know that Act 1 is, there's definitely new Clearfell layouts. Act 1. Clearfell. There's new layouts in Clearfell. Grelwood, this is so like, it's so vague, but it's like, wait. Okay, let's just look at the Discord. This channel grew so big so quickly. The server, rather. General. Holy shit. Probably a joke to speedrunners, but I managed to clear Act 4 with all campaign bonuses in 5 hours and 47 minutes, no ascendancy. You're more or less 3 hours faster than you were before joining this Discord. That's awesome. That's awesome. Don't compare yourself to speedrunners. Compare yourself to yourself. And that's a huge improvement. And then we do the partying phase. Yeah. Epic. So, Clearfell has some new layouts. Yeah, these are the new layouts, right? Shit. Oh, what the fuck is this? I've never seen this. What is this? Oh god, there's so many more than I thought. I thought there was just like one different layout where you come out here, you cross the bridge, and then the mysterious campsite's here. Mudburrow's there and Bear. Oh, damn, what the frick? What are these layouts? Oh man. From what I've seen, these layouts never rotate even across leagues, which cannot be said for other zones. Okay, this is great. I found this layout. I found this layout before where it's like, oh shit. Alright, so Act 1 Clearfell definitely has a lot of weird shit happening. Okay. Mudburrow is pretty static. This one's still the same. Grelwood? Look at this. Is this guy that dies? This is guy that dies like an excellent speedrunner. Okay. The diamond pattern is kind of there. Oh shit. Is this Angormus? I think that's Angormus. They are rotating layouts, but that's the point, is that they changed layouts and then I didn't get a chance to update them. Okay, Crimson 0.2 standard layout. Oh my goodness, I'm like instantly overwhelmed by this. I need to get like Crimson or someone on a call and say like help. Like what is different? This still has the kind of diamond layout, but this has like a vertical pattern to it. Yes, yeah, a guy that dies. Oh, they're not supposed to be. Oh, here's Crimson. Yeah, Crimson's cool. I'm gonna subscribe to Crimson. From the riverbank to Tavakai in 2.5 hours. Holy shit, I need to watch this. What the fuck? Oh. This has to be a troll, right? I watched the races. Was this guy even in them? Why are random nobodies trying to explain speedrunning? Why didn't I get this comment on my videos? I have no idea what I'm talking about. Mama, I made it. I have haters. I love that he pinned it. The classic pin of shame. Crimson is awesome. I need to speak to him. Wait, is Crimson a him? Yes. That's Crimson. I should read Guy's comment. Oh yeah, Lally. Oh, Lally, you're here. Lalocan. Sorry. I always read your name as Laliocan, but it's Lalocan. Most of the clip, so they're not supposed to be in the game. Guy's comments for context. Okay, sorry. Dude, I'm like 6 months behind on this. Oh, good lord. You guys have done so much work. This is where we started. New layouts. Never saw this. Yeah, okay, so these are new. Oh, and is this you? Yeah, this is Lalocan. Lalocan. Oh. Oh shit. So does Warrior and Druid, so you get Druid gear on Warrior. Yes, you're right. I should league swap Warrior so I get Druid gear. Oh, for the... Oh, did the GDQ happen? Oh, hell yeah, man. I will speak to him, for sure. You saw a lot of streams migrating to PoE 2. Nature is healing. That video is insane. Okay, so... Oy vey. Dude, I instantly feel so out of my depth from where we started to where it is now. Help. I see. Okay, this is a guy that dies. If anyone has any private leagues I can get an invite to, I'd really appreciate it. Trying to solve this layout. Interesting. What is a number based on? Oh. Not sure why, but some zones, this one and Trader's Passage, are limited to a couple of different layouts per league. Yeah. You think SF gets the exact same layout every time, but SF Dawn? So this is 0.3, right? Or is this 0. Last year you get 2 different layouts. So 2. Yes. Layouts are determined based off the world map seed. Yeah, okay, so this is stuff that we had established, right? So if Grotwood is generated north of Clearfell, the Clearfell encampment is solved. Then Clearfell can only use graphs that have those specific connection points. So, okay, wait. So if you have like a right-facing exit, you are gonna get the original layouts we had, right? Like these straightforward ones. But if you have the left exit, like where you come out of Clearfell encampment to the left, then you get like these weird ones, right? Runecraft's a fortress, but oh yeah, that is a big one, right? Okay, so this is from 0.2. These are layers found when the tower was in. Okay, this is when the tower was in the northwest exit, and then you got this little weird bridge one, right? And then you've got Beira exit, and then 4 is Mudborough, right? Yeah. Ah, okay, I see. This is a kind of autism you don't have. I've just got a touch of it. Okay. Alright, so... how do you say? So Clearfell variant is based on entrance, or say exit out of Clearfell encampment. So how do you break this down? Do you have like sets where it's like, here's like set 1 and set 2, and if you go out of like the right entrance, then you've got like set 1, and it's either going to be this or this, and then if you go out this entrance, then you have like set 2. I know, dude. If I could, I would love to speedrun all day, but then I would make no money, unfortunately. Okay, so here during the... okay, I see what happened here. So what happened was he got the northwest exit, but then he was getting the east layout, which shouldn't happen. But that seems to be a thing that happens in private leagues. Yeah, okay. Christian Davidson and Spurn Rose, thanks for follow. Ah. I've been running the zone a bunch in IMAXL's private league, and for whatever reason this league seems to be able to generate way more layouts than other leagues. Maybe all of them? I need to keep running. This is the world map of the league, and then you got these freaking weird ass layouts. Like, what is this? What the hell is this? Oh my god, huh? Oh, is this just rotated? No, it's not just rotated. What? Okay, Lolcohol, should I add these, or do I just add the one with the bridge? But I don't know what the frick this is. I need to speak to Angormus, or guy that dies, or someone. Thought some of you would find these funny. Oh no. What is this? I've seen this layout. I've seen this layout before. Oh, possibly Abyss. Probably accommodation for Abyss expanding. Ah. No, there are no entertaining speedrun content creators. True. Definitely not. Alright, so, well, we have Clearfell. Mudburrow is same. This is like the same. Grellwood. Guy that does. Fuck, I love learning layouts. Oh, look at this. He learned his layouts. Look how perfect this progression was. Straight down, straight across, down, up, back. SSFHC layouts. All important ones are in a row. Oh, is this Ariadne's hut? Doesn't this still follow the diamond pattern though? Oh no, this is Ariadne's hut. Eh. Do you know this layout? I do. I'm very familiar with that one. Wait, does he always do Femboy Fridays? Beast. Beast. Interesting layout he found. Clearfell. 1, 2, 3, and this is Ariadne, I think. Yeah. It's not quite a diamond, is it? Blech, puke. Here's some more from Guy That Dies. Ooh, what is this? This one? I guess if you have 4 points, they're always technically going to form a diamond, but this is more of like a rhombus. Or like a rectangle. Yeah, here's a diamond. Kinda, but it's not quite a diamond. Like these 3 are in a line, and then we've got this. 0.2 standard, you'll probably need to rotate flip. Or no. Yeah, these are like more in a line. These are like a perfect diamond. It's like a... And here's Angormus. East facing. Dude, I need to get on a call with one of these people. I need someone to explain what I'm missing. And then we got a north facing P1. What the frick does a north facing? Oh, it doesn't mean you're coming out the bottom. East facing, so you're coming out you're coming out the west going east. Does this mean that your entrance into the zone affects the potential layout? I'm done with keepers for now, yeah. North facing P2. So this is where you're coming out the bottom going straight up. It is a Creparian OST, yeah. South facing. It's coming out the top. But now is the south facing not just this thing flipped? Thanks, Feasting. I hope you give it a try and enjoy it. Because Angormus is being nice with community service, Guy That Dies supplied a couple more too. Do we need to update Grellwood as well? Grellwood? Question mark. Xbox button, control to bind, scroll left click. I think you can bind it, but you just must have it so it's not like free. So you can't do like a free spin and then it like clicks 7,000 times. It must be like each turn is like click, 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 click. What you can see is that Red Veil is always the exact opposite of entrance, or parallel opposite to entrance. Oh. Do you see what I mean? Like, this has progressed so far that I am now scared when I look at things like this. And I don't know how to condense something like this into... Like, these were the initial findings like a couple of months into PoE 2. And I don't know like how out of date all of this is. Wise bro? I know! Well, I mean, this is what you want to do if you speedrun. And here's Lolcohol, whose name I continue to struggle to pronounce. It is explaining the mirror version of the map that I wasn't looking at. And then there's, dude, Lolcohol for the longest time has been working on this tool, which I promised to test and I have not done yet. A hook without a hook. And then we had, I mean, if you think that's crazy, where is, yeah, this was the initial stuff we did. And then, if you want to get really nerdy, this is an entire 27-page document on the layout of Red Veil. It has method, impacts of league and character class. This is why I love PoE. This is so epic. This is just for one zone, by the way. Oh my goodness. Okay. Grim Tangle. What discoveries? Alright. No, there might be stuff like that, Line Cat. Like little hidden things. I think there's a few. There might be a few things like that, but none spring to the top of my head. And then we got another one for Grim Tangle, which is like another 30-page document. Yes, I agree, PTK. Like, there are people playing PoE, and for them playing PoE is this. And then you've got like the ultra juicers like MP. You've got like the hardcore speedrunners like Ben. You got like the build makers where them playing the game is just sitting in pub all day. You have the profit crafters who don't map and they just sit in hideout. That's why I always get so annoyed when people are like, oh, you shouldn't, like, profit crafting isn't playing the game. It's like, yeah, it is. That's why this game's so rad. You can play this game in so many ways. Okay, and then this is from... You did an investigation into how leagues affect Grim Tangle. It seems that standard softcore is a horizontal reflection of SC. In which group? What do you mean? Only the same that they can't read. You play this game sitting in pub, exactly, and that's great. We open the game, stay in the hideout while watching the streamer play pub, exactly. Rise of the Abyssal Softcore Trade Patch 0.3. Okay, so Grim Tangle. Yeah, so Grim Tangle seems solved, but There's like so many rotations. Oh my god. Less wordy algorithm that Lundberger gave me. Hold on, wait. Four major shapes. V-shape, hook, straight-ish, behind spiral. Hug CP? What the fuck does that mean? Okay. Gramtangle. There's like this as well that we can look at. What is the CP wall? Oh, checkpoint. Symmetry. Actually, wait, I need to pee again. I'll be right back, okay? Don't go anywhere. I think I might be Gregnant. What's up with the bows you're in campaign? Yeah, it's not just bows, it's like martial weapons, but it's mainly just like weaker skill tree. Weaker skill tree, weaker gems, less access to crafting materials. What else? Having to spend more travel points to get to notables. Yeah, it's a lot. It's like compounding issues. Does it look better now? It should be. How does it feel though? Ooh, 8K. Yes, much better. Drop the suppression. Yeah. Twilight Regalia. Nice. Good regen. I would probably still drop the, unless for mapping, probably keep this in. For mapping, you might even want to keep in the necrotic armor, but this is good. Check out which flask I was using. You could definitely get more regen with the benchcraft for your flask. Yeah, like either sulfur or maybe you want to bench on block chance, although you're going to lose a bit of ES for that. But the big chunk of ES is good. Oh, and you got the rune. There you go. Yeah, rune graph to the fortress. Yeah, this is looking way better. Now you must go test Ubers. Now you must go test Ubers again. Yeah, you know what? I was looking at support gems. There weren't actually as many downsides as I remembered. Especially, at least on the builds that I was playing, where like not many support gems had like that many downsides. But yeah, there's just like all these small things that are compounding, and then you basically have to overcompensate with a really good weapon. Bam. Okay. I didn't see Tati's version. How was it? You're on it. Have we had any progression on this area? Because this area we didn't really figure out. Oh, and then there's some of the broken layouts. Oh yeah, another broken layout. Where do I go? Is this glitch or am I legally blind? Nope. It's bugged. Oh. Yeah, it was just bugged. Minor note, the tower containing Asinia's dungeon seems to have a couple of variants, but the recognizable features, recognizing these should help to avoid near misses. Oh. While you wall hug your way around the map. Sometimes she spawns against a wall which will solve itself. The people who are into this are the same people who like solving Rubik's Cubes. The hockey stick example. This is the kind of thing I wouldn't put in the written guide because this is like too in-depth. It's more like, here's a rough layout. Let's solve this shit once and for all. This was 6 months ago. Ninja RP. Thank you for the sub. Thank you for the tier 1 sub, Ninja. Holy crap, guy that dies went all in on this. SSF Dawn of the Hunt. He posted like freaking 100. Holy shit. How many screenshots did he make? Oh my god. Oh, the broken are still in the game? I've never seen a broken symmetry layout. Wait, but we didn't solve it, did we? Thought I'd drop the first layout I have. This is Tati's build. How does it look? I just want to see how it looks. Oh god. How do you... Flipsider, thanks for the follow. Yeah, well, it's not killing my motivation to log in. It's so intimidating that I don't know where to start. I think the main things to do are, like, let's not get overwhelmed. Okay, so let's say main thing is update Act 4, or actually make basic A4 layouts. Okay, 2, update A3 layouts because there were some major changes there. And then 3 is go back and check for major layout updates in previous acts. So like this is the main thing. Act 4 layouts. These ones are like must do's. And this is like if I get time before Thursday. Because holy shit, there's so much. This is too much work for but one boy. Oh no. Why did we start this? I mean, it's actually cool that we started this because look where it's gone. It's like grown by itself. I need to update some layout stuff, Nova. Oh fuck. Oh geez, dude, the last time I worked on this was 10 months ago. Uber Elder down, nice. Do I read Twitch chat? Yes. Oh boy. Oh wait, I swallowed water down the wrong hole. Yeah, went down the wrong hole. It's okay. Robin! Oh, thank you for the sub, Robin.
Divine power.
Thank you. Okay, so this is Lolcohol. We made these for a personal project based on images here. Validation runs standard SC Dawn. Mausoleum can be abstracted into a 6x7 grid of tiles with 2x2 center tile that is consistently generated. Slight variation of the center's position. Some of the 2 lines, sometimes 3. If you check the rooms, oh my god. What does that mean? All I'm thinking of now, right, is this. Help. That's how I feel right now looking at this, because I haven't had time to work on it for 10 months. And what these guys have done is amazing. Like Fire, Guy That Dies, and Gormis, Lolcohol, Crimson. But I'm super overwhelmed looking at this. Because like every zone has had so much progression. Oh, this one hasn't. Hunting Ground's good. Freythorn? What's happening in Freythorn? Leave me a quick comment. Enjoying the Fusillade machine gun. Oh, thank you, Freris. Thank you, Freris. Grim Tangle. There's been progression in Mausoleum. I missed that. Mausoleum. There is so much that has changed, and these guys have done so much work. Mausoleum's been updated. Surprisingly, Freythorn not. Tomb of the Consort. Cemetery. Is Cemetery still a question mark? Consort is also like a thing I might have done some work. Ogden Farmlands. Okay, Lally's got some. I think I found a reliable way to navigate this zone. It works well for me, so. Okay. This, so Lily's done more solving on this. Farmlands. Ogden Village. Darius! Oh, Darius, you're back. 5 gifted subs to Ferris, Old Man Dan, Ruby, Nora Helwin, and Kadragos. How you doing, Darius? It's been a while. It has been a while. Thanks for 5 gifted subs on YouTube. I must make it so that that plays a cool sound when you do that. You haven't played in over 2 months? I've been wondering. But you don't play PoE 1, do you? Right? Mana Ramparts, I think, is mostly the same. Ogden Manor, I think, is also mostly the same, right? Yeah, this one's still mostly the same. Can't progress because of the death penalty. We'll see what happens in the next one. We'll see what happens in the next league. So you never played PoE 1. Well, let's see what happens with this new PoE 2 league. Alright, let's just see. Okay, so Act 3. Act 3 had some major changes, right? And that was mainly to do with infested barrens. Was it Azak Bogs mostly the same? Chimeral wetlands? Oh no. You can't sanked him? Matlan, oh, Matlan Waterway has changed a bit, hasn't it? But not Matlan Waterway. So this is stuff we need to update. Stuff to update. More pressingly. Sorta. Drowned City is a big one. Drowned City. Molten Vault, not so much. Apex of Filth is a big one we need to update. Temple of Kopak, Utzal also needs to be changed a bit. Agorat, I think, is it mainly? No, Agorat's the same. Black Chambers is the same. Drowned City has had major changes. Okay, cool. Yeah, Guy and Angomis have done a lot of work on this one. Oh lordy. Oh, good grief. This area used to be so easy, and now it's confusing as frick. What the fuck? Okay. Agorat. No, Agorat's fine. I think Molten Vault? Molten Vault's the same. Apex of Filth has also... Checking out all the work you guys have done. You just got off your 3rd cruise within the last 6 weeks. Holy crap. Living life to the fullest, Darius. Temple of Kopak. You got me tab. Much love. Cheers. Temple of Kopak's the same. Utzal? Has Utzal changed? Utzal... Alright, Utzal does need some updating. So, okay, these are like the main ones. Drowned City. Jungle Ruins. 11 unique layouts. This zone has limits on how it can be... Ah. Is there a whole document on this? Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, okay. Wow. That's great. Venom Crypts. Have they... This zone is basically a circle, and the corpse can be almost anywhere, but there's a 50% chance on the inside on the opposite side of the entrance. If someone ran this zone like 20 to 30 times and took images, we could solve this, I think. Oh, this was yesterday. Okay. Oh, is this Lundberger? I can't see. K-Dubs, thanks for the follow. You don't work just to pay bills, exactly. Oh, that sounds great. Where did you travel to? If you spawn on the edge of the zone, the corpse is always in the middle of the zone, which you would reach by hugging the wall opposite to the entrance. Basically, I think the best way to run the zone is 1. Hug the same wall as the entrance, try to loop in around the middle and hope the corpse is there. A, you can't move around the entrance wall. You are on an edge and hug the opposite wall instead and try to find the corpse in the middle. Not in the middle. Unlucky, the corpse can be in any corner. Okay, so we can also say like Venom Crypts also needs some work. Venom Crypts. Standard trade. This is nothing crazy has really changed there. Chimeral Wetlands. Okay, Lundberger. Like all the best speedrunners are in here. It's so cool. But then, the big one is Act 4. Act 4. And we don't have a whole lot of pictures. Isle of Kin. Oh shit. Do we... Let me just message the thing. You guys have done so much since I last checked in. Amazing. Do we have any more images of A4? Are they currently fairly static? With likely variations coming next week? Isle of Kin? Ah, I see. Okay, Isle of Kin is... Uh-oh. Am I gonna have to be the one to take screenshots for these? Kedge Bay. Kedge Bay seems like a pretty straight shot. Kedge Bay is pretty easy. Volcanic Warrens. This is the... Okay. Journey's End. Shrike Island. Looking at Shrike Island, it seems like a linear layout from what I can tell. Yeah, Shrike Island's pretty easy. Whakapanu. Ooh, okay, Whakapanu's got some stuff going on. I think... You know what I should write down? Is... Act 4. Questions for the community. So this would be for like the big guys who have done a whole lot of things. Fucking fun. Which areas seemingly have a very obvious layout? Which areas are more confusing but have had work done? Which areas have been solved? Which areas have a very obvious layout? Because it seems like Whakapanu has had a lot of work done. Presumably because it's quite confusing. We got a whole lot of pics from Arco. SC Standard. Lundberger. Algorithm to run the zone is a bit rough. You need to recognize some layouts a bit. Oh no. We have flowcharts now. Invector. It's quite complex. You have arrived. Uh-oh. Okay, so singing caverns. 4 unique layouts in this zone. The amulet can spawn in 2 different locations for 3 or 4 of the layouts. Alright, so the thing is, I'm trying to get like a TLDR on most of these. So let's see. So we got Isle of Kin. Straightforward. Volcanic Warrens? Question mark. Kedge Bay. Straight shot. Journey's End. Go to the opposite side. Is that also sort of straight shot with some wiggles in between? You heard players are furious with Last Epoch. Does anyone know what happened? They're trying to monetize in like a way that most players aren't happy with. Like they're talking about now doing like paid DLC classes, which I mean for an ARPG that's kind of like that is a major faux pas. Like no one wants to do that. Shrike Island straight shot. Whakapanu very complicated. Complex but partially solved. I'm gonna say very complex. Singing Cavern. Singing Caverns is like 4 unique layouts, mostly solved. Abandoned Prison. What do we say about this one? We got the smiley face. Did you ever see the U-bend pointing the other direction? You only see the way you draw it. On Trade SF, both standard and abyssal. Here is the abandoned prison solution. Okay, guy that dies has solved it. I'm gonna have to credit the shit out of these people. They've done so much work on this. Abandoned prison. Solved. Fairly complex, I would say. Is this fairly complex? Prison gain intensification perpendicular ship means we are in upper prison 03. Brought by Crafton. They're losing money. They thought of paid expansion. Recently said, okay, not paid expansion, but the new class will be locked onto paid players outright GGs. Doesn't getting bought by Crafton, like when PoE got bought by Tencent, like PoE just got so much better. Why would they say? They will on Thursday. Solitary confinement. Is it kind of just like straight down loop, pretty hard to get lost. Solitary confinement, fairly straight shot. Dot dot. Oh god. Oh, no one is taking a picture of Toda. Oh no, Halls of the Dead, right? Halls of no pegs really. Oh, we have 1 peg from Arco equals question mark. You know why? It's because the speedrunners don't need to run these areas. That's why they don't have picks for it. I have Hinekora. one pick from Arco equals... it doesn't look crazy complicated, actually. Not ideal as Fakapano. Not ideal as Fakapano is hard, but a short algorithm for me is follow a non-checkpoint wall. You might get dead end, but you eventually will get to the beach, then continue along it until you reach the singing caverns. Okay. Yeah, because I saw that Crimson made a nice little... This is distressing. This is very distressing. Note, this makes it look way harder than it is. You should learn from Lundberger and Gormus. Yeah, and Gormus's notes, use them as reference. Okay, Arastas. Is this layout relatively fixed? Watching Krim narrated 80% PB run. He doesn't talk about the layout here at all. It seems fixed, but it can be mirrored sometimes. So, kinda... I wouldn't call this like a straight shot. This almost reminds me of the... What do you call the Act 2 place? Like the Quarry? Where it's basically like a straight line, but you can get like lost by going the wrong way. Arastas. Loopy, but similar to Quarry. I heard about that, Shadow, but I don't know what happened. Excavation, Arco, you legend. Thanks for taking so many pics for us, Arco. I went through all the screenshots, and the routing pattern for the excavation zone is very consistent. 1, if you go left up, you should always take it. If the map forces you right at the start, then it's almost guaranteed that after the diamond hub, you need to go up left instead. The diamond hub section dictates the entire map. In 95% of all layouts, the boss room is located above the diamond section. What's the diamond section? Oh, if you can go up and left, you should always take it. I just want to see what like 2 different layouts. These ones always go up and left. Oh, I see. Wait, can't you always go up and left? Is this as simple as just hugging the left wall and then just like running along and getting there? If the map forces you right at the start, it's almost guaranteed that after the diamond hub... What is the diamond hub? This? It does kind of feel like a straight up, but you want to like hug the left wall, right? And this just feels like a rotation. Oh, except on this way. Ah, I see. So he's saying if it forces you to the right, then... Leave left up. Enter diamond from left. What the frick's a diamond? Huh? Up and to the right. This area doesn't look too complicated. Stop getting left up. Okay, I would say excavation is like pretty solved. Excavation, pretty solved. Not super complex. Craftsman promised the company Unknown Worlds, creator of Subnautica, a $250 million payoff for reaching a revenue goal, knowing the game would hit that. Craftsman fired 3 directors of the studio Unknown World and delayed the game's 2020. What the hell? So they like made... Wow, that's so scummy. Okay, we don't have a lot of pictures here. Kanu. Not super complex. Maybe. Heart of the Tribe. Alright. Guy that dies got a couple of pics. Arco. If you ever go the wrong way, you'll know instantly because you'll encounter a checkpoint.
And the unrighteous were turned to ash to ash.
Kefler, thanks for the follow. Oh. If you encounter a checkpoint, you know you're going the wrong way. That's interesting. But, wait, not here. Forced to go one way and not straight. Karui Village 1. Excuse me, music. Why are you stopping playing? Oh, it didn't. Forced to go one way and not straight. You can go 2 ways. Karui Village 2. Forced to go straight. Karui Village. Ah, I see. You can go. So there's like a. There's different layouts. The one where it like splits, and then you want to go left. The one where it goes straight, it forces you straight, and then you know it's like that. And then forced to go one way, but not straight. Okay. Heart of the Tribe. Heart of the Tribe. Seems solved-ish. Not too complex. And plunders points. Isn't this just an expedition map? Dude, me too. I'm super hyped for PoE 2. Think of how much better life is when you enjoy PoE 2. Interludes. Nah. I'm not doing interludes. These are getting removed from the game. So how many areas do we have? 1, 2, 3, and we also need to tie these together. 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For Act 5, I'm still trying to catch up from last month. You too, Lollapalooza? They did the retention thingy. Yes, I watch all his videos. His videos are great. Hold on, is my... Oh no, okay, it hasn't. Or nor... Okay, well, let's see. So... so soon? About level generation. You can link it. My top 3 ones of 0.4. Better balance. Better endgame. And by balance, that's like 15 different things. Oh, this. Yeah, his GDC thing. Yes, yes, yes. Like, reworked ascendancies past the trees. Redistributed power. I know this sounds like a lot. Reworked endgame. New Atlas. New ways of juicing. Like self-determined farm. Wait, what the fuck did I click on? I just clicked on.
This is a multi-hour talk that I'm condensing down to a few minutes. Okay. Procedural level generation is critical because your leagues, or whatever is appropriate for your game, need new content for players to actually play through. And that means making new areas, because you've got to go to new places. But the traditional way of making levels in games can be slow and involves placing a bunch of things around and involving artists and taking time. Let's try to make a level in 60 seconds. So I load up the tool and I draw a line across horizontally, which is a river,
Like
and then I draw a path
one of the best talks ever.
going downwards, which is the white path there, and then I put forest around it. And I press the button to say go, and it makes a Path of Exile level out of tiles. And there's a river and a path intersecting, and the engine knows it can put a bridge there and all this fancy stuff, and I click go again, and I get a completely different one, and go again, and I get a different. So by default here, it's producing random levels. Now, these are relatively similar because it's just a relatively simple one, but I'll make it more complicated. So I can then play this in game, and sure enough, there's a pretty bridge over the river, and it works out the direction of the water flow and does all the fancy foam generation. All this cool stuff just happens because we've got mature tools for that now. And so I say, okay, so this is a forest. I need some stuff to fill it with. So I make a set of tiles that can go in there, some trees and some fallen over trees and bandit camps and tents and some rocks, and it puts them throughout the level. And then I generate again and get a different set of stuff, and again and get a different one. And the player's story is subtly different each time. The crossing is in a different place, the bandit camp is in a different place, if it's even there at all. And you have to bear in mind that this was like literally just a cross in the editor, like the simplest possible graph that took seconds to do. So here's a
Oh, I see. This is the stuff they pulled out. Where did they do it? Was in Act 1? There were some areas where they extracted this data. That's what those weird graphs were. Where did they do it? But I did see some layouts where it was just like weird lines and shit. Actually, was it in Grellwood? I think it was in Grellwood. I can't find those original pictures, but they extracted this. Oh, you didn't know about the game? And now you're going to be playing. There you go. You have to focus on drops from monsters. You really like a different approach on how the past few leagues in PoE have gone? Focus on killing monsters to get loot rather than delayed rewards. Yeah, I agree with that. For sure. Oh, was it in Whakapanu? That was one of the examples. Where Whakapanu? Yeah. Lolcohol, I saw a lot of the stuff you guys have done. Was it in... Oh, yes, like this, right? Yes, this is the stuff that you guys extracted, right? So I think this is what Chris is talking about, where it's like it does this, and it's like a general layout, but then like it's still slightly different. All the loot is from rare monsters.
Real level from Path of Exile. This is the river crossings that's to the left of Act 2 town. And the way that this all works is instead of doing levels like this, where you just make one and hope it's random enough, you make like 20 different variations. You have 2 rivers, you have 5 rivers, you have no rivers. You have it so that there's multiple roads or a fork in the road. You have all of these crazy things. And then when the game is generating the level, it picks which topology to use first, and then it does the random generation within it. And so you've got 2 levels of randomness there. And so this is an example topology from the river crossings, and here's some examples of what it can make. So there are many ways across the rivers. There's paths, there's broken paths, there's little stones, there are fallen logs, and so on. You've got various boss encounters in here. You've got different exits going off into different levels, waterfalls, that kind of stuff. Here's a completely different variation of it that's generated. In this case, there's like a different user story as they play through and get different bosses and so on. This one here has like an island in the middle with a big, like, thick copse of trees there. And so this area feels different every time you play and did not take the artists very long to do. For Synthesis, we said, oh, we need like 50 or 60 of these areas made that the players can play through, and we kind of need them right now, like today preferably, because we have to actually like use them to put the monsters in and playtest. And so they took minutes to make each one. I think it was like 20 minutes, but the point is they did it pretty fast. And that's something we can do because of a procedural level generation tool suite that we've made. And I should note, all of Path of Exile's tools and engine are entirely custom. Not something I necessarily recommend, but it's great when you've got it. Okay, so I'm now going to show you why the level generation is good in another way. It understands about your league mechanics. So this is Abyss. This is where when you're playing through the area, there's a crack that you can follow and monsters come out of it. And so when we're generating the level, the generator can place the Abyss cracks throughout the level in an interesting way, aware of the context of where players can go. So that's an outdoors one. This is an indoors one. It will follow the paths and go through the doorways and along the little narrow walkways and all that kind of stuff, because it understands about the walkability, because it just generated this maze for you. And so because of this, Abyss is a fun mechanic. It's different every time you play it because of the level that it's present in. It's a completely different story.
Early PoE. Although, wait, this is like 6 years old. 6.5 years old. Almost 7.
And this kind of leads on to the next topic. And this is a topic about multiple overlapping axes of randomness. Now, to give an example, imagine you're a Path of Exile designer. Your job is to make encounters, like fights. So you're sitting at your desk, and I come over and say, we need lots of these. We have an encounter that needs a ton of variety because we expect the players to play it like 500 times. And you say, wait, wow, I can't make 500 variations of this. So you try, and you have 10 encounter types to start with. You've got the one where the monsters drop down from the ceiling. You've got the one where they crawl up the walls. You've got the one where they teleport in. You've got the one where they're in a big sphere that breaks open. You do as many encounters as you can do, and you hit about 10. And then I say, look, 10 isn't enough. I said 500 retries of this. So you make another 10, and now they're getting diminishing returns, and it's really hard to think of them. So that's the point where we add another axis. In this case, it's like, okay, well, all of that was with spiders. Let's make zombie versions. So you make it so it can spawn zombies, and then bats, and so on and so on. So that's another axis. And then we're like, okay, random bosses. Randomly, some of these are going to be bosses. So sure enough, the fight's not different because you get lucky or unlucky with how many bosses there are. Then we're going to add some random mods to the fight, and so on and so on. So each axis increases it, and it gets to the point where you've done 5 times the work, but got 10,000 times the amount of randomness out, versus just making 50 encounters, and then it gets boring once they've played all 50.
Am I trying to solve this?
League. Okay. So I'm going to show you a video of Breach, which is an example of a league with lots of these axes. So you tag this spooky hand, and it opens up a breach, which is kind of like a parallel dimension where you fight these monsters, and if you kill them fast enough, the radius keeps increasing, and it gets harder and harder to keep it open until it collapses. Now, there are good and bad things that can occur. This is a great breach because it's outdoors, and so you got a big circle, you can kill a lot of monsters. This is an indoors one where you got super unlucky and it's up against the side of the level. And that's a bad breach because now it's harder to fight all the monsters. And that's okay because I'll look forward to the next good one. But there's way more axes. The monster density can vary. You can get these like special chests that spawn very rarely within it. So you're lucky, like there's some chests up here that are like clasped hands that you can tag. There are different varieties of flavor of breach. You want to get the chaos ones rather than the fire ones potentially because they've got better meta progression associated. You can find Breach Lord bosses that maybe you do or don't want to spawn depending on how hard they are. And so there's so many things that can happen inside a Breach. You're always left feeling that the next one is going to be better because you've never seen a perfect one on all axes. All right, so let's talk about asset reuse.
Interesting. So we're basically trying to solve, you're trying to find like the underlying pattern with all of this. New Breach, old? A lot of people prefer the new one, right? Dude, this is so much. And then for the other areas, the other question I have, which areas have been drastically, which areas need drastic updating? A 1 to 3. Yeah, it seems like some people like old Breach and some people love new Breach. Act 3, Act 4. Oh boy, so do I need to get a whole lot of screenshots of some of these areas? The walls are bad for range characters. The one thing that's bad for range characters. Soft update. Must make it basic A4 layouts. The thing is, now these have become so complex that it's really hard to do a basic layout. Like some of these we could, but like fuck Panu. How do you simplify all the work that these guys have done? Because this shit is like mega complicated. Yeah, those leagues tend to be better, Reverend. No one has replied yet. Counterclockwise. The tourists are leaving. Where are the tourists? And then there's Act 4. Oh, crikey. So this is the stuff to do. And I was probably also, I don't know, like, talk to Crimson. Someone in the community who knows what is going on. When do I get to play the game? That is a good question that I just asked myself. Oh, and Engormus is... holy shit. Which, I'll say Act 4. I'd say like in general. Maybe I should share this with Crimson. Act 2, Act 3. And I need to get some screenshots of it all. Are we gonna go over... Are we going over layouts for generic knowledge? So they rotate every league? They do, but we're trying to like go update them as we go. This server has way more information than I could ever put in a written guide. Because the written guide, like this was the original written guide. The fuck did that go? And this was early days. This is like early days. Where I'm just like trying to like simplify it in the easiest way possible without getting too complex, because for a basic written guide, I think stuff like this is a bit much, but I'm like trying to get to the essence of it, but it's really hard. So I've done this for Act 1, 2, and 3. Like, this is out of date. This is mega out of date. We've got a big updates on... Big updates. Like, this is super out of date. This is pretty standard. Fraythorn is still like, what the fuck? Ogden Farmlands needs work. Has done big updates. Ogden Village also needs some... needs updating. Yeah, it's like 99% of it rotates, so like, and then sometimes some new leagues do have new layouts, like in Act 2, for example, or even the difference between Clearfell and in season 1 and sorry, like patch 1 and patch 2 was quite drastic. Like we got some new layouts. New variants. You can't stand watching him? You don't have to watch him then. The bad parts are intentional. Remind him of games that are intentionally made so bad that it was supposed to be... Yeah, like friction's important, but there's like good friction and bad friction. But Clearfell new variants, Grellwood. There's new variants. I know that in Act 2... Let's see. Oy vey. Okay. Small note, as you traverse at Ziri outskirts, there's 2 types of macaroni elbow-shaped tiles that can show up, only one of which is the correct exit to the Wrathbreaker. You haven't seen a single break to this pattern in 10 runs this week. Good macaroni, bad macaroni. A good example of good and bad macaronis. S-shaped straights, U-bends. So like even this has been updated. Straight, U-bend. S-shape. Warrior is fun. Warrior is surprisingly fun. How you doing? Spicy miso, nut house, and boarding. Thanks for the follow. So spicy, you are a funny guy. Spicy miso. Some tryhard practice? I'm not gonna have time for tryhard practice. I'm just trying to update guides. This area obeys the same rules as 0.02. Oh, thanks, boarding. Trader's Passage without 6 sisters. Lundberger. Traitor's Passage. 8 layouts. Lundberger. Halani Gates. Crimson says these are solved. Keth. Oh boy. Okay, a lot of work on Keth. The Homer Simpson face on, yeah. Oh, there is some work on Keth. The metastructure of Keth is a rectangle with an approximate aspect ratio of 5.5 to 3 or 2 to 1. Square maps exist but are rare in Dawn of the Hunt. Large cutouts will interrupt the edges. Shit. Oh, so Keth has had some work. Crimson has done some more investigation. And taking more layouts. Lost City? Obeys the same rules. Lost City's good. Buried Shrines? Eight unique layouts. Okay. Buried shrines. 8 layouts. Lindberger. Valley of the Titans. Angormis solved Valley of the Titans, I remember. Valley of the Titans solved that. Valley of Titans. Angormis solved. De-russing. Yeah. I would like to. What I would really like to be doing now is like practicing. But I gotta update these. This seems pretty similar. Mastodon Badlands. And Gormis has done some work, but I haven't. I'm gonna deprioritize it though. Lightless Passage, Guitarholic out of that. Burn Pits. Ah, okay. Bone Pits, 4 layouts, easily identifiable. Lundberger. Deshar. That's all the same. Path of Morning has changed. Oh no, it hasn't. Spires of Deshar. Is this the one? No, that one's the same. There was one. I think I've seen some Path of Morning because we had this, but I've also seen ones where it like backs like underneath itself. Where I've had ones where it's like this, but then I've seen some where it goes down and like under itself. So Olheim, Path of Morning. Deaths, a couple new ones. Does Crimson have a pic of that? I swear I've had some where it goes like this and then it comes out like underneath. And Fire did some work on this one. Dreadnought, Dread Vanguard, pretty the same. Oh, and there's also a phase transition skip. Mostly WASD practice, yeah. Jungle Ruins. This is too much work for one boy. Jungle Ruins. 11 layouts. Lundberger. The zone has limits on how it can be mirrored or rotated, as the entrance is always along the southeast side and the exits are either on the northwest or northeast, which basically means that any layouts with exits to the northeast can't be mirrored rotated. Venom crypts spawn in several different locations for each layout. Best first step is to always go straight north from entrance because of this. Okay. Venom crypts. Venom crypts. Some updates from Lundberger and crew. Infested Barrens, kind of the same shit, really. It's just a bit smaller now. Azak Bog. The Azak Bog. Chimeral Wetlands, no changes. Hikani, typo. Hikani Sanctum, that's the same. Matlin. Yeah, and then there's these. This one needs major updates. Needs major updating. Apex of Filth needs major updating. Utsal. Does Utsal need major updates? I think it does. Needs major updating. And then the rest is pretty similar. Okay. Help. There's so much. So much needs doing. And don't comment on my posture, I know. This is horrible. This is just a to-do list. Me too, man. Kick brass. I really, really hope so as well. I'm just gonna pop. I really, really want to practice, but yeah, I'm gonna link this to Crimson. Oh wait, one other thing. Which areas need more pictures? Stuff to update. I really should have named this differently. Campaign layout, to-do list. You hate yeah, that's the thing, right? Kick brass. Like PoE 2 feels so good to play on controller, but then you have to like do inventory management and shit, and then it's just brutal. Then it's just brutal. I think. Let's see. I think for now, I'm going to raid Dead Rabbit. I have some more stuff. I'm still semi I'm not really. My idea of a holiday, I took 3 days off last week and I just like worked on IRL shit the whole time. So I think what I need to do is gather a whole lot of stuff. And then we can start doing these layout pictures tomorrow. It's so much. There's so much we need to do. And then we still need to practice. After all of this. Help me. Let's raid Dead Rabbit. He's actually playing Path of Exile 2. He's playing the game. He's not just talking about it. Dead Rabbit. And then I'll be back tomorrow. We can keep going on this. I know he's playing the game, which I wanted to be doing, but we gotta work. We gotta be working. So yeah, all right. Let's raid our friend Dead Rabbit. He is busy practicing. I think he's doing Monk. Yeah, he's practicing Monk. He's in the GNR fight right now. All right, guys, I'll catch you tomorrow. I'll try to gather some of this, and then we can get going on the making pictures and shit tomorrow. So I'll see you then. Sorry for the short stream, but we'll keep going. All right, let's see how he goes. Catch you later. Bye, YouTube. Catch you guys tomorrow, YouTube. I will see you all then. I just killed him.
You're not gonna have your mommies humping behind you anymore, wipe your little tushes. Oh no, it's time now to turn this mush into muscles.
Lolcohol!